Let's go to our immigration calls, David.
Let's do it.
All right, 1-800-529-5465. Lamar from Queens. Lamar,
Hello.
what's happening?
Yes, good evening. My name is Lamar Smith.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what I was calling to ask about, being I'm not a citizen, I have a baby father who doesn't give my child anything from since she was born. She's in Jamaica, but she's coming back up soon, within 3 months' time, because her mother can't manage no more, and I really need maintenance for her. Will I be in trouble if I take him to the court?
Okay, so you have a child that is right
Yes.
now in another country who's coming up to the United States in 3 months.
Yes, she was born here.
She was born here. She's a U.S. citizen. Okay,
Yes.
what is your status here?
I don't have,
You have
I'm
no
not
status.
a resident,
Okay,
no.
all right. So this child goes back and forth and has a U.S. passport and presumably can come back. Where is the father of this child?
He's here.
He's here.
He's a
Okay.
citizen.
Yeah, you will not get in trouble if you go into family court. You live in Queens. You go into family court in Queens. You will not get in trouble. You have the right to bring a family court petition against him for child support. But you have to wait for that child to be here, and the child has to be.
Yes,
the child
yes,
has
that's
to
what
be.
I'm doing.
And I'm not a family court lawyer by any stretch of the imagination, but I believe that the child has to be living in the state here for at least 6 months before you do it. But don't quote me on that. I would go to family court and ask the clerk, but you will not get in trouble.
No, meaning like you really call ICE on me because I'm taking
Listen,
there?
anybody can call anybody on you for any reason, okay? So I can't prevent somebody from calling ICE. All I can tell you is that generally speaking, certainly in the New York area, ICE has a lot of things to do, and the last thing they need to do is go listen to some deadbeat dad who doesn't want to pay his child support to go deport some mother who's just trying to take care of her child. I highly doubt that would happen.
Okay.
All right. What I would also suggest you do is you come see us.
Yes, I'm planning to.
I'll tell you why. One is you're going to get the child support you deserve under the law, and two, we have really good immigration attorneys here who hopefully can protect you.
Oh,
all right,
so you don't
have to go to bed in fear.
Listen, like I said one more time, I saw your ad and I've been reading stories after stories. And honestly, I meant to come. I cannot. Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's the latest time I could get there if I'm coming?
Okay, so I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to let you speak with Fiona, and then then they can make the appointment. You know, I don't schedule my own appointments. Hold on one second, all right? And we're doing a live show here. Well, let's see. Let's schedule you in at 2:00.
Yeah.
Now, Fiona will take care of all that, and she'll give you all that information.
Thanks for the call.
All right, let's go to Sophia in Brooklyn. And by the way, if you have any criminal defense issues, this is the man. Okay, Sophia, what's up?
Good evening.
What's going on?
I'm asking a question for a friend.
Okay.
He's getting married, but he's from the Caribbean, so he's wondering if he gets married, he can go back home and then the wife can do the paper.
Why does he want to go back home? Why doesn't he stay here?
Well, it was just a suggestion, so he wants to know what's best.
When did he come to the United States?
Well, it's 5 months now.
Okay, when did he get married?
They are going to do it this week.
The answer is he should stay. Go get married this week. Stay right here. Follow the adjustment right here. Don't move. Put the adjustment in right here. You stay here. You get your green card here. That is the best thing to do.
Okay. Another question.
Yes.
What if the wife doesn't want to take his surname? Is that a problem?
No, it's a modern world.
Okay.
Hold on one second. We can help. All right. We have people from all over the country calling with their immigration issues, and the telephone number to call is 1-800-529-5465. Our lines are wide open right now, David, so if you do call, you will get your immigration question answered.
Good.
You also get your criminal defense question answered.
Any
I know
question
that's
you have.
exciting you.
It is.
All right.
I love answering questions.
You love answering questions. So let's go to George in El Paso, Texas. George.
Wow.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thank
Hey,
you for
George.
taking my phone call.
What's up?
You know, I want to. First of all, I'm married. I've got 2 kids, and my wife keeps telling me I've been a permanent residence in 1991.
Your wife is telling you that, or you telling us that?
Well, she told me you need to become a citizen. You need to become a citizen. And, and I said, you know what? I just finished school. Now I can focus and and go ahead and do this. And so I want to apply. I want to apply for citizenship.
Right.
But back in 1991, I got my green card through amnesty program. Mm-hmm. And but in 1989, I was arrested twice before I got my green card.
In 1999, you were arrested twice?
No, in 89, before I got my green card.
Okay, did immigration know about these arrests?
I really don't even remember them asking me that.
What were you arrested for? What were you arrested for?
Minor possession of alcohol, and the other one was for public intoxication. It was basically high school parties. Okay. I was the wrong place, the wrong time.
Where did this happen? Are you always a Texas guy?
It happened in Texas, correct.
In Texas, all right. So this is what I would suggest you do, because, if you didn't disclose certain arrests, I don't know how serious this is. This could just be literally a ticket, and it's not a big deal. But you had to disclose for even on the amnesty applications in the 1980s, you had to disclose all your arrests, and if you didn't, it could have affected your immigration case. So what I would suggest you do before you go and file your citizenship, and then all of a sudden there's this shock and surprise that they're giving you a huge problem even having your green card because you didn't disclose some sort of open container from 1989, that you come and see. Well, you're not going to come and see us all the way from Texas. That would be pretty silly, but you certainly have a phone consultation with us. And what I would suggest we do is, before you do your citizenship, you've been a resident now for 20 years, so you'll wait another 6 months. Let me get your immigration records and see exactly what you put on your application, what the immigration service knew at the time. We're also going to run your fingerprints, see what pops up. And if there's an issue, we'll deal with it. And if there's no issue, then, go do your citizenship.
Yeah, because I had also in 1991, a year, after my green card, I had a DWI. I went through the first offender program, and ever since then, I've been clean, nothing there, I work and, nothing with the law. Mm-hmm. But even though it's 26 years ago, I still...
What was it in 1991?
A DWI.
A DWI.
Yeah.
DUI.
Was it a DUI or a driving while intoxicated? Those are two different things.
It's a driving while intoxicated.
Okay, because that's a deportable offense too. So all of these things matter. Everything you just said matters, and I personally think you were very smart for calling and questioning about this, rather than usually they say the smart man listens to his wife. Happy wife is happy life. That's what they say. But in this particular case, you are also especially smart by calling and double checking, and I think you should have a consultation. We should go look into all of these records before you file your citizenship and get surprised. Any person who's ever been arrested ever in their life should be having a good attorney check through their records before filing citizenship.
It makes all the difference.
That's correct.
You should know exactly what it was you pled to. A lot of folks are unaware with what they pled to, what the sentence was, especially in these old convictions.
How does that happen? You're a criminal defense attorney. How does that even happen?
That people don't remember what they pled to?
Yeah.
Often, in the 90s, a lot of times we have guys that were in their 20s. They got a plea to something that didn't result in jail time, and they were excited to get out. They didn't really care what they said they were guilty to. Mm-hmm. We have that happen all the time. Right. We've also had situations, less common, where someone would think they pled to one thing, and in the court file will reflect something else, whether by error or they mistook between co-defendants and put a plea on a certain individual on the records and in the rap sheet, improperly reflected. So we got to file documents to have the records amended. Are
these illegal? If you don't understand what you pled guilty to, is that like illegal?
Absolutely. You need to be fully aware and abreast of the charges against you. You need to fully allocute, which means for those out there, you need to allocute to the underlying facts of the charge. You need to be able to articulate what it was you did and how that made you guilty. If you can't do either one of those things, then it's an illegal plea and it can't be accepted.
How are you, Rona?
I'm good. Hi, Brad.
What's up?
My mom do paperwork for my sisters in 2013. They're in Jamaica. And so my sister kept asking me to ask you if you know, like, when they will get through.
Well, they're right now up, if they're unmarried, they're right now up to January 1st, 2012. So if it's 2013, then, you're looking probably about another 12 to 18 months.
Okay, and another. Okay.
You have another thing.
I also would like to know, if you are filing, can you get a visitor visa?
No, that's not going to happen because when you're getting filed for, you're saying to the government, I want to get my green card and live here permanently. You can't then go to the embassy and say, oh, by the way, I just want to come temporarily. They're going to say, wait a second. You just told us 3 years ago you want to live here permanently. Now you're saying which one is it? So let her stay right where she is. She's going to get a green card very soon.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. 1-800-529-5465. Our lines are open. Also, that was Rona in Maryland. A lot of viewers in Maryland today, Mr. Moreno.
Nice.
A lot of viewers.
Smart people in Maryland.
Very smart people. We have Prince in Baltimore, Maryland. How are you?
Hey, Prince.
Prince.
Hello, bro.
Prince, how are you?
I'm fine. Good evening.
What's up?
Yeah, I have a 3-year green card, and I've filed for extension, and they gave me a receipt, I-797 notice of action.
Mm-hmm.
And they say I can travel, but I'm skeptical, so I wanted to ask what to do.
Go travel. If you got your extension, on the extension, it should say that your green card, your work authorization, and your travel authorization is extended for 1 full year. So you travel with your old expired green card in that letter, and you're fine.
I don't need stamp in my passport?
No.
No fingerprint yet?
You only need the stamp after 1 year because that extension is good for 1 year. So as long as you're traveling within 1 year of that letter, you don't need any stamp in your passport. After the 1 year is up and that letter expires because it says your work authorization and travel authorization are extended for 1 year, and you need to travel beyond that, then you would need the stamp in your passport.
All right. Thank you.
Got
What's the name of the attorney beside you?
What?
The black guy.
I'm sorry, say that again?
What's the name of the attorney beside you?
What number you need to reach me? Is that your question?
No. The name of the guy, my brother beside you. What's the name? The attorney.
Oh, me, Dave Moreno. How are you?
Oh, he wants to know what's the brother's name he asked.
Yeah.
I thought he said, what's your number? I didn't understand you.
No, it's the name.
529-5465.
Right.
That's my
David
number.
Moreno. You know what? If we could do a lower third so everyone knows what the brother is here next to me. His attorney. He's not a brother, right? He's an attorney here. That's what we call him here. He's a professional attorney. He's here joined us. He's a former district attorney. And if we could, David Moreno, there he is, criminal attorney, Spar and Bernstein, PCs, fabulous attorney. Do you know, Prince, by the way, just, I'm going to brag a little bit about David, okay? He has won so many awards. By the way, to get a job in the district attorney's office in Manhattan, they only picked the creme de la creme. So you already know he's a good attorney coming out of the district attorney's office in Manhattan because the district attorney's office in Manhattan gets the biggest cases from around the country. Number two, he was voted one of the top 40 attorneys under the age of 40. He was voted one of the top 100 trial attorneys in America. He was also voted one of the top 40 black attorneys in America at any age, right?
Yeah, I hate when we do this rundown, but thank you, bro.
There's a huge rundown. He's got more too, but I'll just stop
Congratulations, bro.
All right.
Thank you, Prince.
All right,
Thank
Prince.
you.
All right. All right. 1-800. Oh, I hung up on him by mistake.
Sorry, Prince. Take care.
He wanted to give you more accolades, and I hung up on him. 1-800-529-5465. Our lines are open. Let's go to Nick in West Palm Beach, Florida. Nick, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Brad.
What's going on?
I want to ask you a question. I put in my daughter's paper. She's in Jamaica, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me and my wife put in her papers and stuff about where I was wondering how long before you get a response from them. They send me a letter said that they receive everything already. So I just want to know how long before they send more for any more documentation for her.
Where's your wife?
Oh, she's over here. She's in West Palm Beach. She's a citizen.
Did you? So she put in for you. Did you file an adjustment application?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, and this was filed when?
My one filed from last year, December.
All right. You got your receipt back? Did you take your fingerprints so far?
Yes, I did my fingerprint so far.
Okay. So December, January, February, March. By April, you should be getting your work permit by the end of April. Okay.
Right.
All right. And
Yeah,
then,
but I'm asking for my daughter.
oh, where's your
His
daughter? I didn't
Jamaica,
hear-
I believe.
Oh, my daughter's in Jamaica.
Oh, your daughter's going to be a year and change. You're going to get through first before your daughter.
Oh, okay.
All right. But you should have gotten.
All right.
You should have filed a separate application for your daughter. Did you do that?
Yes, it's separate. Yes,
Okay,
it's
fine.
separate.
Okay, fine. So you paid $1,760 for you, and a separate $535 for your daughter. Correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, I did
then
that.
Then you're all in good shape so far.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. 1-800-529-5465. Sharon in the Bronx. Sharon.
Hi, good evening,
Good
Brad.
evening. What's up?
If your child files for you, you're living here in America, do you go into an interview with your child?
Yep.
Okay.
Years
so-
ago, they used to not have the interviews for when a child filed for a parent and it was a straightforward case without any questions or criminal background or anything like that. Now, under Donald Trump, every person who gets a green card gets an interview. No interviews are waived in any situation.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. 1-800-529-5465. 100-529-5465. Patsy.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi,
Good
how are
evening,
you?
rather.
How you doing?
All right, this is my problem. I have a cousin, right? He has been in the United States for 19 years. However, 13 to 15 years ago, he got held twice with marijuana. He got probation and community service. He got 3 kids here. Can he get his green card if he gets married with those charges?
Well, with charges, yes. With convictions, no.
Yeah.
If you have 2 criminal convictions for marijuana, even if it's 2 joints on 2 separate days, you are barred for life from getting a green card. Which is amazing because if you have an assault, there's a waiver for it.
Yeah.
If you have, for almost any other case, you can get a waiver for it, but for possession of drugs.
Isn't that ironic?
It's very ironic.
Draconian.
Possession of a gun doesn't even bar you in certain circumstances from getting a green card.
Yeah.
But shooting a gun obviously does. Now, where did these convictions happen?
In New York State,
Where in New York State?
in the Bronx and Manhattan.
Okay.
What years? I think that's important
Yeah.
too.
What years?
This is 13 years ago, 13 to 15 years ago.
So I'm going to let David take over. This is a call for David more than me. He needs to vacate these convictions. He needs to be able to go back to the criminal court and say what happened is fundamentally unfair. I pled guilty to these crimes. Had I known I would never be able to get a green card, maybe I wouldn't have done that. Maybe I would have fought it out. But this is really David's area, not mine.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head, Brad. Obviously, what we want to do in this case is to revisit the cases back in the jurisdictions where they happened. One thing that's very important, though, is does he have any other contacts? Has he been arrested any other times? Are there any other convictions?
No, besides these 2, no, nothing else.
Okay.
And these were 13 to 15 years ago.
Okay, so I don't really want to get into the facts of his case, on the phone and on the air with you, because we can't guarantee attorney-client privilege, and we don't want to put his business out there. We don't know who's watching. However, he should come in and see us. There's relief available for him. There's a very legitimate argument to be made, especially with the time of his conviction. There were a lot of attorneys that were not in the course of properly explaining the collateral consequences of taking these sorts of pleas at that time. Because of that, there's a vehicle that allows relief in situations like this for non-citizens that take pleas that were not properly advised, were misadvised of what this plea would mean for them in the future.
The bottom line is this.
The first time.
Yeah, the bottom line is this. Yeah, go ahead.
The first time they came, this was in the apartment, and they didn't even have a warrant, and they searched and whatever and found.
Well, maybe that plea was illegal because of a bad search, but he pled guilty. It's so important, especially when you're not a citizen, to take every arrest like it's life and death.
Of course, it
because
always is.
You think, it's a minor thing, I'll just plead guilty and walk away, and now all of a sudden he can never get a green card. The bottom line is this: when you have 2 drug convictions, even if it's minor marijuana, you need to go back and attack those criminal charges and criminal convictions. Other than that, he's never going to get a green card.
Well, good thing for him, Patsy, last point on that. Good thing for him is that the court in these situations will look at the totality of the circumstances, the evidence, how strong it was against him versus the weight of the plea. So in this situation, if you're talking about a warrantless search, and a small amount of marijuana, he's in a pretty good shape.
All right.
All right.
So hold on one second.
All right.
Come in and speak to
All
David.
right.
All right.
Yes, definitely.
All right. And by the way, we've had the best success in the Bronx and Brooklyn. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed success, but you get better odds in the Bronx and Brooklyn in these type of cases.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just calling. I have a green card. I've had the green card since 1970.
Wow.
And I had a little problem in the 80s.
What's the little problem?
I think it was in 86.
Maybe we'll see if it's little or not.
Well, what it was is a friend gave me a ride home one day, and the van was a stolen van.
Friend gave you a ride home in what?
It was a van. He gave me a ride home from New Jersey, and he was pulled over in a stolen van.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea what was happening. I went to court. They gave me some kind of probation thing.
Right.
And then they dismissed the case.
A probation thing and dismiss the case? Is there such a thing as a probation thing and dismiss the case, Mr. Moreno?
You're leaving some stuff out, right? In order to be put on probation, you would have to have entered a plea into something. Now you could have
guilty to something.
Yeah, you'd have had to plead guilty, complete a probation as a condition, and once you successfully completed the probation, it would have been able to be reduced to some sort of a violation, or in certain cases a dismissal. But there would have been a plea on the record prior to that.
Ashton, is that your only conviction ever in your life?
Yeah.
All right. So even if it happened in the 80s, she's had a green card since 1970. Even if you pled guilty to, God forbid, manslaughter.
Yeah.
It was in the 80s. It still doesn't bar you from becoming a citizen. But certainly if you were on probation, you pled guilty to something. All right. I think your question is you want to become a citizen or do something about that, right?
Well, I've traveled. Every time I come through, they always pull me over.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because you have a deportable offense. The reason they don't put you in deportation is they can't. They're going to have a hard time deporting you because you've been a long-term permanent resident for like 47 or 48 years already with one conviction from 30 years ago. So that's going to be they're going to have a hard time deporting you on that. But certainly you have a deportable offense. I think what you should be doing is doing your citizenship. That's what I think you should be doing. And you live in Brooklyn. We're right across the water. Come see us, make a consultation. Let's get it done for you.
Yeah.
Another thing.
What?
I had a couple of little tax problems. Would that affect me?
What is a couple of tax problems? Tell
me.
I
owe some money for the taxes.
How much
I owe some tax money.
How much
it should be like about $15,000.
All right. So this is the good news. Okay, we got everything covered here. Okay, so you have an immigration problem. We have our criminal defense team. If that becomes problematic, in your case, I don't think so. We also have a great tax department with Carmela Waldron. Carmela basically negotiates your taxes down to almost nothing. If you can't afford to pay it, instead of going on a payment plan, and almost anybody who goes on a payment plan can't afford to pay their taxes. So just about anybody who owes taxes and goes on a payment plan, Carmela should be able to help you reduce that tax debt to almost nothing. Now there's no guarantees, but it's a free consultation with Carmela.
Which is great.
So we will hopefully fix your taxes as well. So hold on one second, okay? All right, let's go to Jasmine in Brooklyn. Also, Jasmine in Brooklyn. Jasmine.
Hello?
Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I got in the altercation with my aunt back in November, and we went to court, and while I was leaving court, immigration hold on to me. I was locked up from November 15 until the 9th of February. So when I went to court, the judge told me that my previous boyfriend has to get married to me. So he signed the affidavit that he was going to marry to me. But now he's saying that he's not going to do it. So I was wondering if he's the one that has to do it, or I can marry to somebody else, or I have to marry to him because he's the one that signed the affidavit.
Well, you got to be married in a bona fide loving marriage. Let's start there. Okay? You just can't go randomly marry just any person on the street. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yes. This man signed an affidavit. I assume in this affidavit he said he loves you, you're in a relationship with him. I would find it really hard to believe that anybody would believe that after he says all of this and does all of this, you don't marry him and you go off and marry person number two. Person number two, who the hell is this guy? Where did he come from? You told us 3 weeks ago on February 2nd you were in a relationship and you're going to marry this guy, and now you show up with some other man. They're going to say that, the BS meter is going to be ringing off the hook. I think before you stick your foot in your mouth for one more second, You should come see us. I don't know why immigration held you. Do you have other criminal records?
No criminal record.
All right,
I'm going back to court the 8th of March,
right,
and they say I'm married before.
This sounds like what happened was that perhaps she was arrested for assault. The criminal case is still ongoing.
That's what I was going to ask.
And maybe immigration had a detainer on her.
It's resolved?
Yeah, it's resolved.
Okay.
What did you plead guilty to?
Nothing.
Dismissed?
Yes, it's dismissed.
Okay.
I'm shocked that immigration
They'll
came.
hold on to you.
Yeah, because generally speaking, immigration doesn't come. New York's a sanctuary city. They don't call immigration unless you're actually found guilty of a crime.
You should definitely just come in and see us, and we'll work this out.
Because number one, number two, there's no judge in the world who said go get married. The judge told me to go get married.
Yeah.
I never heard of that either. So hold on, there's more to the story. Let's go speak to David in Sacramento, California. David.
Hi, Brad.
Hey, what's up?
Good, Brad. Thank you for the show.
Thank
we
you.
really enjoyed the show, Brad.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Brad, I have a question, and I would be happy if you can help a friend. He had a B1, B2 visa. He was here, and he went to Mexico through land border. So on his way back, I think the officer didn't stamp his passport when he was coming back. In less than 5 minutes, he went back to the border and told the officer that you guys didn't stamp my passport when I was coming back in. And they had a little misunderstanding at the border. He got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Brad has been there since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
They took him to El Paso in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in El Paso since 2015, up to date. So
Where's he from?
gave him... He's from Nigeria.
Okay. All right. Couple things. Okay. Here's rule number one. Don't fight with people at the border. They let you in the country. Be thankful. And get the hell out of there. And if there's a problem, go see an immigration lawyer. Okay. Number two, what he tried to do, which you can't do, is come here on a visitor's visa for 4, 5, 6 months, say, you know what, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from another country, I don't feel like traveling back to Nigeria. I'm going to go to Mexico for the weekend, come back, and then they're going to give me another 6 months. That's not going to happen. They're not fools. So that's why they didn't give you the other 6 months. So they only gave him another 2 weeks or whatever it is, which is why the fight happened, which is why they said, wait a second, maybe you're coming here to live, you're coming here to work, whatever it is. They changed their mind and they arrested him. Now, he probably is from Nigeria, and the reason he's sitting in jail is one of two. Either one, he hasn't signed himself out because they can't prove he's a Nigerian, but more likely he filed for asylum.
Yes. He filed for asylum after he stayed I think 2 years plus in the jail.
Right. All right. So he needs a whole consultation. And now I wish you called me 2 months ago and not today, because now the Supreme Court said he doesn't have a right to, bond or anything, or he doesn't even have a right to have his custody determined. So, but he certainly needs help. So hold on 1 second, okay?